The third myth is that there is no independent oversight in the United States of the government's collection and use of personal data. And I know there's been a lot of discussion about that as well, because we don't have the same types of data protection authorities constituted and set up the same way that you have them in the European Union, that somehow we don't have independent oversight. And I can go into more detail about that as well. But again, that's one of the things that we concluded during the high-level contact group discussions. I think we were able to come to an understanding on both sides of the Atlantic about how each other's systems worked, and in particular the mechanisms for independent oversight and how similar they actually were in practice. We have, and Mary Ellen Callahan and I are in the same position, we have a statutory obligation. Congress passed a law establishing our respective positions, and that law requires us to exercise independent judgment and oversight in our agencies, in our departments. And so we would not be doing our jobs if we, just because we are paid by the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, if we did not exercise that independence. I think it's an advantage because we are there when policy decisions are being made, we're there when policy is being developed and implemented. And unlike data protection authorities in the EU, it's just a different structure. Data protection authorities in the EU sit outside of the agencies over which they have oversight. We are embedded and are part of the decision-making process. And this is what I referred to at the beginning when I was alluding to it when I said that the way in which our common rights and values are expressed in our respective countries is due to the way in which our governments are set up and structured. And we've got layers of independent oversight within the three branches of government that our Constitution sets up. Our Constitution, the U.S. Constitution established three independent branches that exercise restraint over and oversight over the others, and that's just the way our founding fathers saw fit to establish a form of government that would ensure that no one branch became too powerful, and that there would always be checks over the other branches. And so we've got different institutions in the different branches of government that exercise oversight over the other branches, and within the branch itself, the executive branch in our case, we have embedded in departments inspectors general, chief privacy officers, whose statutory responsibility is to do that.